and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 7 of Nintendo Power Hour.
Woo!
I know, it's going up. We're at 7 already.
To
be honest,
numbers going up. That's
exactly
what video games are all about.
Exactly. Apart from by this point, they've probably changed the number to something more original. Unless you're Mario Kart, in which case they decided to put the number at the end afterwards. Yeah. Well, you hear him already. Joining me today is the house elf himself, Aaron Dobby Dobby. And
hello.
Yeah. And Lou is not with us again. It's basically, he's got one of those jobs, which is like, you know what? We're gonna surprise you. We're gonna take you out.
Got one of those jobs.
I know. Don't you hate those people with jobs?
They're horrible.
They have all that money. It's just... buy all the video games.
I couldn't even imagine.
No. But he will be back next week, which will be good. And I am once again your very British host, very British host, Lucy Pallant. And it'll be just us two, and we will be exploring the world of Mario and other news. I don't know, it's not a particularly exciting news week, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, as far as Nintendo goes, especially, I mean, we did get something cool, but there's not a lot happening in anticipation of the release of Mario Maker. I think there's sort of a lull in new things.
There's only so much they can show, though.
Yep.
I don't know, there's some... Actually, there is... I think there was a cool interview with... I've forgotten his name now. Scott Moffat, who is NOA's VP. But before we go on talking about all that good stuff, Aaron, have you been playing anything good recently?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could talk about it. I've been playing the Wii U version of Freedom Planet for review. That's coming out on the 20th now. It's been delayed a couple times because of some last-minute issues that were found with the game that were causing consoles to freeze and all that. So they are taking the time to fix that instead of releasing a broken game, which I really appreciate. But yeah, I've been playing the game anyway, and I like it a lot. But you'll have to wait for my review for me to elaborate on it.
I am very jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I played it in indies. I don't know if anyone else did that. It was when at E3 Nintendo released like 9 indie games you could play, and I played most of them, but Freedom Planet was definitely the best one by far.
Yeah, I agree. That was the one that impressed me.
And do you want to explain to people who don't know what Freedom Planet actually is?
All right. So if I'll draw parallel to Shovel Knight, because if Shovel Knight was a game that was a celebration of the NES as a platform, this is a celebration of the Sega Genesis as a platform. So this it's a very Sonic-inspired game, just like Shovel Knight is very Mega Man-inspired, but also like Shovel Knight, it does a whole lot that isn't just trying to copy or rip off Sonic, so it's inspired, but it's definitely not a clone. I mean, that's pretty much all you need to know.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
I do want to clarify, it is based on good Sonic games, you know.
Yeah,
it is
the original trilogy.
See, those are good. The new ones, not so much, but those are good. Back in the days when Sonic was a capable hedgehog. And you didn't have a convoluted story and a princess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds cool.
It's weird. Like the whole thing with Sonic is weird because actually having replayed the original Sonic games recently, like I don't think they're quite as good as I remembered.
Oh. Are they one of those games, the games that you're like, I love you, you're amazing, then you play them again, you're like,
I mean,
maybe not.
I am very sure that I am in the minority, but yeah, kind of.
It's something I heard Greg Miller say, but then again, I think he just played Sonic 4, so, and
Right.
that is seen as not as good as a trilogy. I haven't actually played it. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just that if you say that you don't feel as hot on them anymore, then...
I mean, it's like, yes, they are about going fast, but there are so many reasons why you don't want to go fast at the same time. And like this is a complaint that's lodged against all the modern Sonic games. Like, oh, it's not about going fast anymore. You don't want to go fast, but just going back and playing the old games again, it's kind of always been the case.
I guess people have just realised it now as they've like grown older and they've become more critical.
It's possible. I don't know. I don't want to speak for anyone else.
Yeah, I guess so. So, anything else cool aside from Freedom Planet, which is very cool? Oh yeah, it's coming to Wii U, by the way. Just
yes.
clarifying.
Besides that, pretty much all I've been playing is Splatoon and Fire Emblem.
Oh, I'm jealous. Actually, I'm going home for one day tomorrow, which is so exciting. Yeah. I finally get to go to my Wii U, and then I disappear forever for like 2 weeks with no Wi-Fi, which will be very sad, but I'll get to play Splatoon once, which is fun. I think I missed a Splatfest while I was away, but...
Yeah. No. It was what? In the UK, it was North Pole versus South Pole, that's right.
Or is it South Pole? Because you have penguins, okay?
Yeah, but the North Pole has Santa.
Oh my gosh, yes, but then I'm in the North, so surely I should put the North Pole, because North is much better than South. I did not think this through. I don't know which one won. I'll just say I supported the one that won.
Okay.
That is literally...
Yeah, in the Americas, it was, would you rather roast a marshmallow or would you rather roast a hot dog?
Can I say... Well, no, because is it an American hot dog?
Yeah.
Is there any other option? Sorry.
Besides marshmallows and hot dogs? No.
Oh, I don't like marshmallows and I don't like American hot dogs. See, if it was a sausage, I'd be like, yes, sausage. But it's a hot dog.
Yeah. I mean, I went with Team Hot Dog, and same thing as with Team Cats. We won more matches, but we were so much less popular that we lost Splatfest in the end anyway.
No, I saw pictures on Twitter, and for those who don't know, in a Splatfest, you'll have like Team Marshmallow, Team Hot Dog, and you'll play each other. And then there were these screens with like these full teams of Marshmallow. There was like one hot dog. They're like being like this for 5 minutes, and I was just like, he was the idiot that picked Team Hot Dog. But
I mean, hey, in the end, I wasn't waiting very long for matches at all because my opponents were in abundance.
Yeah, see, actually, for you, like, you lost. You didn't get the sea snails, but you had lots of matches.
Yeah. I did get sea snails, just not as many.
So, have you actually won Splatfest yet? Because every single time, you're like, well, Team Cat. Why did nobody pick Cat? Team Hot Dog.
I missed the second one, though.
Oh.
So, that doesn't count. But, yeah, Team Cat, I lost. And then this third one, I lost because I was on Team Hot Dog. Eventually I will win.
So if you want to win at Slapfest, just find out which side Aaron is picking, and just go with the opposite side, okay? Because chances are that will work. Okay. Well, this week I have not. I guess I've been sticking with the mobile stuff, not the mobile games, the portable stuff. So I finally finished Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, which
Cool.
I've been playing for really the last couple of months on and off. I powered through the last 2 hours, and I was kind of disappointed because I got the okay ending. I was like, wait, this cannot be the real ending. There's gonna be a different one. I was like, yep, you got technically it wasn't the worst one, but when you look at it, it was you didn't really complete anything, and you didn't bring the right items into the final battle ending, and it was quite disappointing. It was the okay ending, but it was disappointing because you were just there like, is it? But then I read about the good ending and the people who are actually skilled at Castlevania, so I was like, okay, I'll try that later. I'm not good. I'm just not good at video games in general. See, I just blame it on my age and how games have always been easy. That is what, and I say I'm better than the people on Teens React. So, you know what? I'm practically a god.
Yeah, that was fun. Watching the teens react. I think it was teens react.
Yeah, it will be Teens
just
React.
totally try and fail over and over to beat first level of Super Mario Brothers.
That was bad, actually. I was cringing.
And then at least one of them did, so that was cool.
Did you see them try and play Contra?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I think there was most of them are useless, but there's a couple of them there. Like one of them I think is who knows a lot about Smash, because when they played Smash once, he was like, "What's your favorite game?" Oh, Project M. It's basically this really cool thing. I was like, "You geek." Yes, why are you never the one playing the NES games? That's probably why. But he played Contra, and then there was another one who knows what he's doing, and so they nearly beat the first level. Actually, that was
And
impressive.
by knows what they're doing, does that mean they know the Konami code?
No, they definitely none of them knew the Konami code. I was expecting to go up, up, down, down, right, left, A, B, stop. Just press all the buttons and be like.
Of course, we know what the real Konami code is now. It's up, up, down, 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 down.
Just as you sink.
Mm-hmm.
These games are so hard. I've never even tried.
Oh no, I was just talking about Konami as a company.
That is it. Yeah, I know. That company. R.I.P. Konami. It's fine. Nothing you have done in the last couple of years has really excited me, so I'm good.
Yeah, I think the most recent episode of the Jimquisition does a pretty good job of sort of explaining what's going on with Konami.
I love Jim Sterling so much. That it's like every single Monday, I'll come back from school and be like, Jimquisition! And I'll just literally go on YouTube and watch it. Because he's just I think he's a great critic because he says a lot of the things that you're like, oh wait, yeah. Or he says the things which people are thinking that no one really wants to say. I don't know. And he has no shame. He will completely call out a company and like, yes, Jim Sterling. Jim fucking Sterling, son. Nailed it. But I just love him. Aside from Aria Sorrow, I played a tiny bit of Wario Land 3 earlier today.
Oh yeah?
Played a tiny bit. I've only played the first level, but what played so far is fun. I'm also impressed that this is a Game Boy Color game, because I thought it would be a lot uglier than it was.
Oh yeah, well, we'll talk about it later.
Oh yeah, I guess so. And I ordered Codenames Theme, by the way, for £13, which for everyone,
that's right.
$20. And literally every single other 3DS game, it is £30. It is £30. It literally is. Apart from Animal Crossing, which is 25. But because Nintendo games don't drop in price anywhere.
Right.
I was just like, it was like the most magical moment.
It makes me so sad that, I mean, I'm glad that I'm glad that you're getting the game, but it makes me so sad that you were able to get it for such a low price.
Yeah.
I mean, I reviewed this game for the site, and I was just gushing about it the whole time. I love it. It's so good, but it did so poorly.
Yeah, it's a shame because they did sort out what a lot of people's chief complaint was the speed of the enemy's turn,
Right.
which I do understand because I did play the demo. But now you can fast forward it, and if you have a new 3DS, you can fast forward it 3 times as fast. So
yeah, because we have the power.
Yeah, but we're not the only ones that have the power because according to Scott Moffat, don't know who you are. Apparently, you're someone not very important. You're someone who deserves an interview in Nintendo, so you've got to be somewhere. But then again, nobody ever interviews NOE, so I don't know anyone from NOA. So, but yeah, apparently the new 3DS XL sold 40% above what Nintendo was expecting. It's like,
Not bad.
Well done, Nintendo. Something's going right. No, that's mean. But
I mean, like if we just forget the few months when the 3DS launched, did anything ever really go wrong with the 3DS? Like after it had found its footing,
you mean the whole system?
Yeah, it's not really a surprise that it's doing well.
I guess so. I'm surprised people are still buying it, honestly, with so little support. But then you've got a new 3DS, don't you? Do you have one?
I have a Japanese one.
Oh yeah.
I just decided that I wanted to play new 3DS games and I wanted to play Japanese games, so I could take care of both with one purchase.
I guess that does make sense for you. I have one. I have the Majora's Mask one. I was one of those lucky people, but in the UK it was once again not that hard to get, so it's not like I waited outside a store.
Oh yeah. Yeah, speaking of waiting outside stores, I did end up going and waiting outside my local GameStop for the Retro 3-pack Amiibo pre-order.
Did you get it?
Yeah, so I showed up at 6:30, where the store opened at 9. Whatever, it was Saturday morning, I didn't have anything better to do. I ended up being fourth in line, and the lady in front of me had apparently been there since 4.
What?
So yeah, I'm serious. And in the end, it turned out that there were enough pre-orders for everyone in line to get one. So it really didn't matter that we showed up early.
I'm sure they were very impressed.
I mean, it's a good sign. It seems like supply is not going to be a problem for these ones. In fact, I'm pretty sure that they just, even though they said they weren't doing online pre-orders, they like the day after they had so much left over that they threw them up anyway.
Well, looks like Amiibo scalping is finally over.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully.
It's not going to go away for completely anytime soon, but it does seem like the bubble's deflating, and I hope it's true.
Yeah.
I just want to get my figures.
Yeah, you want to get your set. I have to admit, like, how trolly would it be if GameStop put up the pre-orders on like the day of a Splatfest? Like, how trolly would that be?
It was the day of the Splatfest.
Was it?
At least in America, yeah.
I don't know your Splatfest dates.
Yeah, Splatfest started at 9 p.m. on a Friday, and then the pre-order event was Saturday morning.
Hmm.
So then I just went back home, and instead of sleeping because I got up really early on a Saturday, I went and played Splatoon for several hours until I became Hot Dog Queen.
Hot dog. Oh yeah, because you play as a female
Yeah.
person. I think our names are different. It's like Cool Kid or something like that. We don't have queens and kings because we actually have a queen and a king. So
Oh,
I don't.
yeah.
I
Does
get.
that have anything to do with it?
I don't know. Does it count as treachery to call yourself a king? The king of something?
You would know
I don't
better
know.
than I do.
I don't really know. I've only ever had one queen. Never had a king. But everyone talks about the kings. No, I love the royal family. I literally, they're the cutest, sweetest thing, and the queen is the sweetest, kindest person in the whole. I just want to hug her. She's small, she's tiny, she's old. She's on your TV at Christmas.
Yeah.
This is basically what we do in England. We just talk about the royal family, and we're like, we love you, and then we laugh at America and the Kardashians.
It's okay. We laugh at the Kardashians too, except for the people that don't.
Yeah, apart from there's like 5 people who are like, Kardashian. Actually, no, there's more than that.
Yeah.
I just really don't like them. Anyway, back on topic. Super Mario Maker has actually got some new stuff. It's not that much new information. Yeah. But so first off, let's do this. So first off, you can make your own sound effects in Super Mario Maker. So what it does is, as you know, in Super Mario Maker, you make Mario levels, and now you can make sound effects as well. It was in the recent trailer, both of these 2 pieces, actually 3 pieces, in the trailer. It's called Wii U Let's Watch Super Mario Maker Overview. It's on Nintendo America's YouTube channel. Just put it in, search Mario Maker in the little box. You'll find it. Okay, so there are new sound effects. Okay, quick. New sound effects and music block customization. You can create your own sound effects in Super Mario Maker, with some sounds even generating from visuals. And by shaking a classic note block during level creation, it becomes a music block. When something activates one of these music blocks, it will play a note based on its height, allowing players to arrange songs of all types. So it's like a little music sheet. I think that's really cool. You could play a game, a level where it ends, and you're just there, you're jumping on this box and it plays the Mario theme tune, then you go on to like the flag. That would be so cool.
Yeah. The trailer itself demonstrated by having Mario run through a level that was set up to play the Mario Paint theme, which is pretty cool. This reminds me of some of the earlier Super Mario World level hacks that were automatic Mario, right? They just played themselves, but all the sound effects would be synced up to the tune of a song. And it seems like this way you'll be able to build the song right into the level.
That's really cool, I think. It's like one of the few exciting things about Mario Maker. They've been like, to me at least, because I need convincing for this game. If I'm completely honest, I don't want to. I think it's full price as well, so I really don't want to pay full price for it. I know lots of people are really. If Lou was here, he would just be gushing about this game, to be completely honest. He probably would be. He's really excited. But
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited about it too.
I think everyone is, apart from me. I'm just that one person who's like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Have you got a chance to try it out? I don't know if if there was demo events up there too.
No, see, there's never anything like that in the UK. Mainly because that's a Nintendo America organised thing. So the one cool thing we miss out on. So we do have we have one video game shop called Game, which if you've ordered Amiibos, you probably heard of. But it's like our games. We have a GameStop, but I think it's only online and nobody uses it. But Game is the equivalent of GameStop over in America, and you can go into games and they have a Wii U set up, and you can play lots of demos, lots of games. But that's only when the games are out most of the time, unless it's like some really special promotion. And then it's like, guys, we're actually letting you play a game, and everyone goes crazy, and then they all go down to Game. But that is it. I've tried level creation before in other Nintendo games. I tried it in Little Big Planet. Wasn't a big fan.
Yeah.
Tried
I don't
it.
know. I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked because on another podcast I listened to, it's called Video Games Hot Dog.
Really?
Yeah. It's a good podcast. You should check it out. Yeah, the host of that ended up getting to play around with it a while, and I think he said he was initially skeptical about it because he had like done the whole Little Big Planet thing and wasn't so into it and all that. But he, after playing it, just trying it out for a while, he was really, really excited about it. And he has been very vocal about the fact that he does not care at all about the Wii U and doesn't want to get one. And he's saying that he's actually considering it now just to play Super Mario Maker. I don't know. So maybe it's that kind of thing. Maybe if you get a chance to play it, you'll end up liking it, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it. I just and I was like watching that video today when they made this like happy birthday level in the video. They built up this structure that looks like a birthday cake with like the airship or the airship fire jets instead of candles and all that, and you like ran past a certain point and there was that custom sound effect of the guy saying happy birthday, and then if you climbed the cake, this disco ball dropped down from the top of the screen and then started like this laser rave. It's so silly. There's like so much you can do now with the audio effects and the visual effects. It's like it's something that just totally came out of left field. I wasn't expecting it at all, but it is delightful.
I think it sounds like the more I see of it, I feel like oh, occasionally I'm like, this is really cool. I like this. There are other bits I'm like, because I don't. Lots of people are like, yes, a challenging Mario level. Lots of Mario levels every single day. But for me, I have tons of Mario games I still have to play. And while I love Mario games, sincerely, I really do love them, I'm not that good. Like, to be completely honest, I'm terrible at Mario. I'm better at Donkey Kong, which is weird because it's a harder game. But so I don't see everyone's like, really hard Mario levels. Yes, challenge. I don't want that. Then everyone's like, yes, new Mario levels every day. I'm like, that's great. I have all these Mario games. I mean, I've beaten the original Mario, and I've beaten most of the new Mario games. But I've then got I've got Super Mario Land 2 I still need to finish. I've got Lost Levels, Mario 2, Mario 3, World, Mario Wii U, Luigi U, if that counts. Like, I've got this long list of Mario levels, games which I still need to play, and do I really want to be playing Mario Maker as well? I can't see it as an effective use of my time and money, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, personally, I'm not even really looking forward to the really hard Mario levels that just like spam enemies and spikes all over the place. I'm hoping for Mario levels that are challenging in a interesting or sort of a puzzly way. Like like the levels at the end of the Nintendo World Championships.
Hmm.
Those looked like the kind of levels that I want to play. I think there was one in the demo called Order of Operations, which involves like being careful about carrying switches around and hitting them at the correct spots, and using Koopa shells to break only certain blocks so that you can get under them to get coins later, and like that seemed really neat to me. I'm looking forward to levels like that that are challenging in a way that most platformers aren't.
Hmm. It does sound cool, and for the people, like, it's a game that I will pick up, I think, but I don't think it's going to be a day one. It's going to be a Christmas or a price drop. And when I get it, maybe I will love it and be like, why did I not play this earlier? But to the people who are looking forward to it, I'd say it looks like a great game. If it's the sort of game you're into, then yeah, be excited for it, love it. Like, Nintendo is really hyping this up. It's looks to be, in reality, it probably is their big game this year, because Star Fox is, I don't know how Star Fox is going to turn out in the end, but it looks cool. It's a Mario game, I guess. It's going to be a good game either way. Just it might not be the game for me. But I just realised there's more Mario Maker news. So why did I close? So okay, now I guess we could talk on different stuff here though. So Super Mario Maker will unlock options over the course of days, which I think is actually quite cool. So
yeah, yeah, it's just you gotta play for 5 minutes every day, and when you do, you will unlock some stuff that you can use tomorrow. And you do this for 10 days, and then eventually you have all the parts.
I think it's 9, but yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah. So you can, if you're on day 4, you can still use the stuff from day 1 and day 2, not just day 3.
Right.
Yeah, just clarify.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's cool. I think, especially with something like this, where there is a lot of options and a lot of stuff you can play around with and a lot of combinations, sort of restricting the amount of stuff you have to think about and deal with while you're just learning how the tool works.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be an effective way to ease people into it, and I don't know. I'm sort of looking forward to making some levels under certain constraints.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, the first day, it's actually really basic. It's blocks, bit of ice, like super mushroom, pipes, coins.
Yeah, you
Goombas,
got piranha plants.
Yeah, like basic enemies, and that's it. And then you go on to the feather, the spiky turtle things, fire flowers, one-ups. Then you go on to the music blocks, as you were saying earlier, thwomps, hammer brothers, like fire rings. Then you go to cannons, and boos, and P-blocks. And then it just keeps on going and it gets more and more advanced, which I think is also cool. But to me, the only levels which I feel like those would be cool to make are the ones with the music block, like the ones like using the sound. I thought that would be really cool, but you have to play for 5 minutes each day, which I guess it's very much like the Splatoon idea, where it unlocks every week. It's something which I feel like Nintendo's doing quite a lot, like, yeah, get more content later. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. I sort of thought the same thing too, though of course the difference is that these unlocks are per person and not for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you won't have a counter saying, we need 1,000 Mario Maker levels, go! Little thing getting filled up, like, everybody get to level 10, go! But yeah, I think it's a cool way of rolling out content, and it does help with the overwhelmingness. Because when you do first step into a level creator, you're like, okay, what do I do? You like click open the tab, and there's like 10 different blocks. There's like 20 different enemies, and you're just like, I don't know what to do. Let's quit this. That is my general experience with level creators. Like, no, I'm gonna create something cool. Oh wait, no, not that. Okay, I'm gone. It's too complicated. But Mario Maker does look different. It's all squared base as well, which is useful. There's like little, because everything in Mario is a square, or two squares or whatever, which I guess makes level creating a lot easier. And like something like Little Big Planet, which is much more, what's the word? Different in shape? Complicated?
It's more granular, I guess. Because yeah, I mean Mario's on a grid, Little Big Planet isn't. Maybe more fiddly.
I guess so. And finally, there's a last bit of Super Mario Maker news, where we got the Amiibo announced. It's everything. It's every Amiibo, except for the Mii Fighters.
Yeah.
Because they did not make the cut.
Every Amiibo we know about, except the Mii Fighters, will give Mario a costume.
I wonder what happens when you scan Mario.
I don't know.
Maybe Mario doesn't work.
Maybe you get Mario in different colors. Like you'll get the modern colors Mario instead of the classic one, or vice versa. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure which Mario colors you get in the 8-bit one.
They might have some special use. Or you're gonna have to do it and then just tell us. We'll be like, it'll probably be like something really simple. And we're like, oh, yeah. Though fighting Bowser as Bowser would be pretty cool. Throw it out there.
I think playing this game as Mega Man is going to be pretty cool.
Will we be able to shoot though, or will it just be a little sprite?
No. You don't get any special abilities except for, of course, the giant 8-bit Mario amiibo. But yeah, it's still Mario. It's just character skins. Man, we have Mega Man and we have Sonic playable in a classic Mario game now.
That is weird.
That is really weird.
It's probably blown some people's minds. Good luck finding those amiibo, though. Actually, no, those two, from what I've gathered, aren't that hard to find. Those two actually quite
yeah. Sonic is uncommon, but depending on where you are, it's pretty easy. I think Mega Man is the same way.
I guess it probably didn't want to annoy Capcom or Sega.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's like I got those right away, and because I have them, I'm not really aware, nor do I really care how rare they are. So.
Okay, so on to more. Now back to, what is his name again? I don't even know. Scott Moffat. He has been very busy this week, apparently. He was the guy that got sent off to the interviews. But I don't know, for all I know, he could be really, really important. He's VP something. But yeah, so basically he was talking about how Nintendo is not looking to basically annualize their franchises, and instead their plan is to have DLC to keep them fresh. So he gives this really long interview, which I'm not going to read out because that would just be me reading for 2 minutes. But to sum it up, basically they don't want to annualize their franchises. For example, Mario Kart. Basically, so it's still special and it still is innovative. And so instead what they do is they will bring out DLC. For example, the Mario Kart DLC, which was amazing. I would argue that is the best DLC ever, because the DLC is so good. I love it so much. But yeah. And so they release it over time, and then when they release their content, more people play. There's a surge of people who will go in and play it, and then that keeps them happy. And then the only exception is Pokemon, where they release quite a few each year.
Right.
They release one each year. Apart from this year, I think they've released a Pokemon game since 2009, because I think it was Platinum, Heart Gold, Black and White 2, X, Y, then or Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and then this year they're having a year off. But just
I'm sure that they're thinking up some real great and real deep changes to the Pokemon formula for the next game.
I really do. I'm thinking they might feel really innovative and go with Pokemon C or Z. Sorry.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Well, actually,
How did you even think of that? That is
I just
so out of left field.
I don't know actually.
You're a genius.
What about if they try to do what they've done before, and they split up into X2 and Y2? Just why?
Wow.
I'm incredible. Like, why has nobody else thought of this? Silence. Ruin it. Okay, so they basically end on it all depends on the franchise and the developer. And so what matters is as long as they keep the franchise fresh, it's okay, and as long as they're okay working on them. But I think they'd much rather keep to the DLC model, and how they say that small little changes may not be worth a whole new release.
Right.
So they're basically, I feel that bit at the end is like, yeah. Then you look across at like the sports games, like tackling is now more fluid. You're just like, thank you. No, how do you feel about this? I'm really happy that Nintendo's like, we're not going to annualize their games apart from Pokemon, which I think is somewhat hypocritical, but
I mean, I think you just have to look at the new Super Mario Brothers series just to see how dangerous it is. Like we got New Super Mario Brothers 2 on 3DS, like pretty much right before New Super Mario Brothers U, and then New Super Luigi U right after that. And people got really tired of it.
Yeah.
And for a while, like the New Super Mario Brothers franchise has been like
bit of a joke.
It's been a bit of a joke, yeah.
Like they're not so new Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's not special. I think like it's not like those were the same games over and over. They had a lot of changes from game to game, but they were pretty incremental changes, and they had released so shortly, one after the other, and it's like could have just spent all that time to make one really good Mario game, and it would have ended up so much better.
Now, I think a lot of the people who say like they're not so new Super Mario Brothers are the people that haven't really played them. Like, New Super Mario Bros. 2 is the worst. To be honest, it's the worst game in the New Super Mario Bros. Series. But comparing New Super Mario Bros. 2 to New Super Mario Bros. U, oh, they even sound the same. They rhyme. Like, well done, Nintendo. But like trying to compare them, they're really different games when you look at it. Like, obviously, aside from like, U is definitely a lot better, but like 2 is you are going around, you're getting all these coins, the levels they look different. Like, it looks like the handheld one, and that I don't mean that in the resolution. I mean in like the colors and the design and how it's like lots of bright pink and blue and yellow blocks. Meanwhile, like the console ones are more like mushrooms because it can it looks like they look and they feel quite different. And having people compare them, saying, "Oh yeah, they're the same," like they are. Maybe it's just a visual change for me, but I see them as quite different in a way. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's fine if you don't.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how sports game people think. Like, oh no, but that's FIFA 15, FIFA 14, they're so different.
Like, I think you play a sports game for different reasons than you play a Mario game.
Mhm.
And I think the reasons you play a sports game for are more appropriate to an annualized release.
I guess so. Actually, I think maybe a better example would have been Call of Duty, but that's fine. But yeah. I think that's cool that Nintendo are doing DLC. As long as it's good DLC. As long as it's Mario Kart DLC, not Smash Brothers DLC, I'm fine. And I mean that in the nicest way possible, because I have felt disappointed in a way with the Smash DLC. Though I'm not a big Smash fan, so maybe that's just me, who's not very excited by the thought of even more new characters. And it's really expensive for a new character. I'm throwing it out there. £5, okay. I could buy half of Codename Steam, or I could buy like half of the DLC. Which one should I buy? A full game, or half of or like 2 characters?
That's the thing. It's from my experience, like the price for the new characters is pretty much in line with most other DLC characters in other fighting games. And that's sort of because the characters are the most important part, and like having an extra character is a lot of work because you got to make sure it doesn't throw off the balance of the whole cast, and it changes things a lot, just having that character there as another matchup. Like, say we got like 50 characters or something like that, and you add Ryu in there, and then that means there are 51 new possible matchups in a 1 versus 1 game. And that's pretty big.
I guess so. I guess Ryu is special because he had all those like little button things where you go up, down, across, B, A, Hadouken. I never spent my childhood playing Street Fighter, so I know lots of people are excited by him.
I didn't either, but I know the inputs anyway.
Yeah.
They're just that famous.
Yeah, I knew who he was. I had seen his picture. But everyone's like, oh my gosh, Ryu fighting Mario! Oh my god. It's like the whole thing of like Sonic and Mario being a game together. It's a sports game, but now they're technically in a platformer together with Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I said it before, I'm not much of a Street Fighter fan myself, but I did think it was really cool seeing him and Mario together in a game, given how important Street Fighter 2 was to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it was. It's like so important they released it like 5 times. Oh, I'm sorry.
I still keep going.
Street Fighter 5 this year, Street Fighter 5 Alpha next year. I don't even know the order. It's fine. Street Fighter 5 will be exclusive to PlayStation 4, but Street Fighter Alpha will be exclusive to Xbox. I see that happening.
You heard it here first.
I bet you that actually happens, though. Like, I seriously do bet you that you're going to get the original Street Fighter 5 on PlayStation, but then after that, it's going to go to Xbox. Unless they signed a deal for all of the Street Fighter 5s, in which case PlayStation actually signed a deal for like 5-6 games, but I don't think Capcom would do that. I don't know, maybe PlayStation are giving them lots of money. Okay, final bit of news. And this is exciting. And Shovel Knight, Plague of Shadows, which is basically the free DLC. It's free, 0 monies, you don't have to pay. Plague of Shadows DLC, the development is complete. I know this isn't probably the biggest news story, but I'm a huge Shovel Knight fan, so I'm going to plug this anyway. For those who don't know, Plague of Shadows is basically... Well, when in the Kickstarter, like 2 years ago, they offered lots of DLC, and so you're going to get to play as 3 knights, and they're all going to be free. And so you're going to play as Plague Knight. There's going to be another bit of DLC for King Knight, and then I think there's going to be a final bit of DLC for Spectre Knight, I want to say. And Plague Knight, he's a really annoying one that throws the potions. he's like in the
Mhm.
second set of bosses. He's the one that has all the rats in his level. He's in a weird cloak. And so you get to play as him as he is seeking to concoct Serum Supernus, the ultimate potion. And you play as him, the moveset is different. It's like a smaller game, but from what I've heard, it seems like a new game, and I'm really excited for it. It means it will hopefully be coming out soon. I really just wanted to just plug that, because Shovel Knight is a great game. It deserves the plug.
No, definitely.
Games. We should actually see if we can get them on at some point. They went on the Mong podcast, so we have hope. I should email them one time. But no, you've played Shovel Knight, haven't you? I'm assuming everyone's played.
I have, yeah.
So, yeah.
I haven't beaten it yet. I need to go back and actually give it a serious try.
You haven't beaten it?
No. I played it for a while, and then I got distracted for some reason or another, and then I just didn't come back to it.
Even I've beaten it. Which is saying something, because I'm the person that hasn't beaten Mario Galaxy.
I mean, it's not because I gave up, because I was having trouble.
I'm just doing it. You know the thing where you're like, when someone says to me, you're just like nodding, like, yeah, okay. But you need to play it. Take advantage of it, okay? Just like, there's no Splatfest this weekend. Play it then.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm playing Freedom Planet still.
Oh yeah. You've nearly beaten that though. Afterwards, go play Shovel Knight. Well, that is the end of our usual news section. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the book club, which for those who didn't listen last time, we are doing, Aaron?
We are playing Wario Land 3 on the Game Boy Color.
It's Aaron's pick. We pick a new game roughly every month, and then we play it. Then we discuss it. It's no spoilers, though I doubt Wario Land has the most riveting story. I might be wrong. And then we do this every week. And then the final week, we go into spoilers, and it's at the end. So if you don't want them, you can just skip. So it's really easy for you. But we do encourage you, if you want to play the game along with us. And hey, if you do, you might get to come on the podcast and talk about it with us, because that would be cool. I can just see like everyone just like turning off the podcast, just like no, just walking away, just like no. But yeah, so Wario Land 3. I have not played. I'm not gonna lie. I have had a really busy couple of weeks, but I am disappearing from the internet for like 2 weeks, and I'm going on long journeys, so I will be playing it then. Which is like, that's the game I'm gonna, like, you know, like when you go on long journeys, you have a game you play.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be fighting with Codenames theme, but
yeah, I mean, Wario Land 3 isn't a huge game.
No.
So yeah, just to drive that point home, since we decided on it as a book club assignment, I have played it for 9 hours and 7 minutes, and I have acquired all 100 treasures.
Someone has played this game a lot.
Yes, I have played this game several times before. I know it really well, but I still really enjoy playing it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's still some stuff to do after you get all of the treasures, so I'll be going around and cleaning up.
You're gonna have a boring couple of weeks. Just be like, oh yeah, we finally got to level 3, and you're just like, wow, level 3. How about level 10?
Yeah, there are 25 actually.
25? Oh yeah, because it's like...
Yeah. Each one has 4 treasures, and there are 100 treasures.
Yeah, it's a bit like Metroid. I guess in a way it's Metroidvania, because you start off with Wario, and he's kind of useless. Well, he's not useless. But if you know what I
All
mean.
you have is your shoulder charge, and that's the only ability you get.
It's like when you start out in like a Metroid game, you have your stupid little pellet that only goes half the screen, and you shake your head. You're just like, no, this is not good. But then I actually think you'll level up in this game. Not level up, increase your abilities.
Yeah, you do get new
Or,
moves and
or
things like that.
or reactions, as this game calls it, because apparently Wario is a highly emotional person. He's like Prince
And
Peach.
it's not just reactions. You actually get some new abilities that you can do on your own whim.
Yeah.
The reactions are just like you got hit by this particular enemy, and they give you some effect.
Mm-hmm. Like, one thing I would like to say though is this game's actually really pretty for a Game Boy Color game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never thought I'd say that but it doesn't. Well, the only other Game Boy Color games that I played are the Legend of Zelda Oracle games, which,
Right.
like, while not ugly by any means,
Mm-hmm.
they're not stunning because they're very much the Link's Awakening. Yeah, Link's Awakening
Yep.
engine, but in color. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but it feels a lot like it. But I feel like Wario Land, it just looks a lot better. Like, there's a really nice screenshot. Because I was looking at the game, and I was like, oh man, this game's pretty. So I just searched up Wario Land, and there's some, like, really pretty screenshots of Wario, and, like, of this, like, blue sky, like, this, like, group of people. Like, they're all different colors, and maybe I'm impressed.
It's got a lot of personality, and I think a lot of love was just given to like just the backgrounds and the tiles and the environments themselves. Every single one of the 25 areas is really memorable because they all look different.
So is this your favorite Wario Land game? Just
Yeah,
I'm assuming it is.
Though I really like Wario Land 4 as well, but I think this is my favorite one.
Yeah, it seems fun so far. I am excited to play more of it, definitely. I'll probably, because I will actually be disappearing, so I will not be on this podcast for 2 weeks. And then, I know, I'll be in France, which is a country in Europe.
Apparently.
No, apparently some Americans don't know what France is, so.
I think everyone knows what France is.
Just.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if they would all be able to label where France is if given a map of Europe.
I find that so weird. I literally do.
But, I mean, how well would you do with a map of the United States?
I know there isn't. And there's a California, there's a Florida, there's the Iowa, there's a North Dakota, there's a South Dakota, and there's a Mississippi River.
Right.
Hawaii.
Could you put them on the map though?
Probably not, but could you name our counties?
Oh no.
It's fine. They all end in shire, not Yorkshire. They literally it's like Yorkshire, Shropshire. Oh, and then there's like Essex, but. But yeah, no, your states are confusing. I was at the table the other day. I was like, yeah, how many states? Oh, there's 50 states. Oh no, there's 48 states. Nailed it, Lucy. Your number of states wrong, but.
That's right. I mean, like Hawaii and Alaska, they're not even attached.
I know those two. I know those two. I can label. I can label Florida and California. Right. I like to think, but yeah, it's.
I don't know. It's not worth ridiculing anyone over because it's really not useful information if you don't live here. So.
No, it's like I'm in Iowa, I'm in Texas. It's like that is wonderful. I'm sure you love your Cowboys, and I don't even know what Iowa is useful for. I really don't. I don't even know what you do.
I'm not really sure I know either.
It's
I know what it's like here in the Pacific Northwest. I know what it's like in California, but that's all I can tell you for sure.
It's fine. I don't know what it's like in Spain. Actually, no, I do. I don't know what it's like in Italy or Germany. So
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. Everyone's arguing in the EU at the moment, so I'm sure the States. I like to think the States don't argue, but they probably do. Let's be honest. But anyway, thank you for listening to Nintendo Power Hour, Middle of Nowhere Gaming's all Nintendo podcast.
All Nintendo.
With some American slagging off put in. But I just... No, I love America, really. But no, so this is... Yeah, as I said, this is Middle of Nowhere Gaming's all Nintendo podcast. We record every week, apart from like 2 weeks ago, which we skipped. I'm sorry about that again. And so, we discuss Nintendo stuff. It's cool. Lou is usually here. Wish him luck. He's out with his boss, so hopefully that's not awkward. Hopefully. Let's be honest, he probably wishes he's with us. I like to think that's true, that he's probably just saying like, yes, I'm not recording.
Yeah, he always sounds so miserable here.
I know. He's like only
I kind of feel bad.
I know. It's like he's only turned up to half the episodes. I think it's a bit of a sign. I think he actually has though. Nailed it, Lou. It's fine.
I mean, he was only here for half of last episode alone.
I know. I've actually been here for 3.5 episodes exactly. I'd actually laugh if that was true.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and check.
Like he's in episode 1. He was in episode 3. I think was he in episode 5? No, I know he kept on missing, then appearing, missing, and appearing. So every other episode, we have Lou with us. What else was it? Okay, so all the Middle of Nowhere Gaming, the social links is down there. Just in the YouTube description. Go to middleofnowheregaming.com. It's such a mouthful. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have Tumblr, we have Instagram. I don't promise we will post on the last two, but I know Facebook and Twitter we do post on. That is cool. Mm-hmm. Twitter is cool, Aaron. And what is your Twitter? That was a really bad
Twitter is my Twitter is @ourcrush.
Ourcrush. And you can find me at BlueFox2000, the letters, not the numbers. Thank you so much for listening. I will not be here next week or the week after, but I will hopefully appear after that. And then we can discuss stuff, which would be cool. And you will hopefully get to hear some new people, because I am talking to people. I'm talking to other people to fill in the space. So you might get to meet some new people, which will be cool. So yeah. Mong.